Hi gang, Rob here. It is the evening of 30 May 2024, Thursday night at 9 o'clock, time for a knife sale on the Apostle P channel, and a knife sale we shall have. It's a big one, 38 items total, all knives, no twofers, and we got the good stuff. Before we get into the meat of it, let's do a little bit of housekeeping as usual. First off, I need you to be familiar with and agreeable to the terms of the sale. Those will be posted on the screen for you in just a few moments. They're also going to be printed in the description underneath this video. So especially if you're new to this weekly sales event, you want to read those closely, be comfortable with them, and then attempt to make your purchase. Also in the description underneath the video, you're going to see at the very top 3 links to previous videos on this channel. The first one goes right along with those terms of the sale. It's entitled A Primer for Buyers, and it's a 38-minute expanded explanation of how we do things and why every Thursday night. So again, if you are new, watch that video, please. It'll make things go much more smoothly. The second link is to my FAQs for Consignors video. That one explains how this process all works from the consignors perspective. So if you're interested in using this weekly sale to move along some of your collection, please watch that. It'll get you started on the road to selling. The third link, as always, is to my rates and services video for the Apostle P Knife Service, the original precision sharpening service for the online knife community. And the good news is backlog is low if you have some of your collection that needs to be sharpened. Watch that video. It'll explain how to get the ball rolling for me to sharpen your knives. So in that all-important video description, you'll see those 3 links at the top, then the terms of the sale, and at the bottom, the reason y'all came here tonight, the list of tonight's inventory, complete with timestamps on the left, pricing on the right. In that pricing column, you're generally going to see 2 numbers. The one to the left of the slash is the price of your knife as shown in the video. The price on the right is the price of the knife as sharpened by the Apostle P Knife Service. There will be next day sharpening this week for only 2 knives because I got a little bit behind after my bike trip and I need to finish up with some regular calendar items on Friday. So only 2 next day sharpening spots this week. But not to worry, if you fall outside that, you're only going to wait 2 to 3 weeks for your sharpened knife to ship. If you see the word sold in lieu of pricing for any given item, that means it has been bought and paid for by its new owner. No need to send any inquiries or I'll take it messages about any inventory item marked sold, all caps, exclamation point, in the description. I think that's it for the preliminaries. Let's get the terms up on the screen for you, and we'll be right back with the sale. Here are the terms. All right, let's get to it, shall we? First up, we're going to kick it off with some leftovers from last week from Spyderco. We've got this one here. It says Para 3 CPM Rex 45. It is the Cutlery Shop exclusive Para 3 with the orange G10 on the show side and the blue G10 on the clip side. Of course, it is a compression lock mechanism. 4 1/4 inches in closed length. The blade is CPM Rex 45. The clip is 4-way positionable, bright hardware polished clip, rock solid lockup. The blade's 2 15/16 inches in length. The action is free swinging. The centering is perfect. Condition like new in the box. These are discontinued, not a stock. Sold listings on eBay range in between $239 and $294. We ran this one last week at $210, did not sell, dropped it to $190 for the weekend, still here. Your price this week, this will be the cheapest one of these that's ever been sold, I think. $175 like it is, $205 with an Apostle P edge. Spyderco Para 3 Rex 45, orange and blue. Next up, in our last Para 3. This is a Para 3 lightweight, or FRN, with orange handle and black XHP blade. Another Cutlery Shop exclusive. There's your orange FRN with volcano grip. And on the FRN version, you get a deep carry tip-up ambidextrous wire clip, this time in black, as all the hardware. DLC-coated blade in CTS XHP. It's got a little evidence of use, but it ain't hurt. Little to zero edge wear. Now, I do have a slight amount of side play, and the blade does not quite drop freely. The centering I'm going to call close on this one. So it needs a little tweaking to be a perfect example, but it's definitely priced accordingly. So 2 15/16 blade, 4 1/4 handle, CTS XHP blade, DLC coated. They're of course out of stock at Cutlery Shop. There's one sold listing on eBay that did $199. Now we realize this is not a perfect example. We ran it at $240 last week. I'm sorry, $140 last week. Dropped it to $125 for the weekend. It's still around. So somebody's going to get a great user Para 3 lightweight for $115 this week. $140 with my edge. The Para 3 lightweight XHP DLC OR for orange. Next up, you get a rather luxurious nylon pouch with Velcro slab. It is a custom offering from Dwyer. And it is a titanium frame lock BBN-M custom. This is sort of Dwayne's take on the SNG. Now, I reported last week that that nick and that nick were possibly damaged. Those are not. They're actually there from Dwayne on purpose. And then 2 more of them back here. I don't know why he did that, but it definitely marks the location of the body screws. A beautiful satin finish, probably a PVD coating over that titanium handle. You do have the lock bar stabilizer. It is a non-inserted titanium frame lock. Opens with a hole on phosphor bronze washers. The blade is Carpenter CD #1 micro melt. And then I don't know if this is a coating or an ano or a flame job, but it sure does look cool. And the Nightmare Ground Tanto is wearing an ApostleP edge. You'll see this blade has been used a little bit. The lockup is robust, yet fairly early. There's a tiny bit of side play, and it's there kind of to keep the action free. It's just how I adjusted it. You could tighten it up. And the chisel ground blade, it will never look centered, just so you know. Blade length is 3 9/16. Handle is 4 5/8. Near mint in pouch with my edge. We started this one off at $800. Last Thursday dropped it to $750 for the weekend. This week, all you Dwayne fans get a deal. $675, no need to sharpen, on the Dwyer BBN-M custom. Next up, another leftover from last week from SOG. This is the Terminus XR from SOG in LTE trim, which means carbon fiber G10 laminate scales. It is a ball bearing flipper with a thumb stud. You can flip it. You can flick it. It has the XR lock, very similar to a Benchmade Axis lock. The clip will be tip-up ambidextrous deep carry. The blade is in gray coated S35 VN. Blade is 3 inches long. The handle is 4 3/16. Rock solid lockup. Free swing and ball bearing action. Centering is perfect. We'll call it near mint. No box with this one. Web price of these brand new, $155. We ran this last week at $110. No takers. Dropped it to $90 for the weekend. Still here. Let's go $75 like it is. $100 if you'd like it with an ApostleP edge. The SOG Terminus XR LTE in carbon fiber and G10. Next up, another leftover from last week from Hogue Knives. The model 34559er, the X5 4-inch with a spear point CPM 154 blade, black aluminum frame with black Gmascus inserts. There she is. So that aluminum frame is black hard anodized. There are your Gmascus inserts, kind of a checkered texture. The pocket clip should be ambidextrous tip up with fill tab and deep carry. Do I have the extra clip? That's the question. Better take a look. It does not appear that I do. So I think that's going to make it right hand tip up only. Just so you know. Ball bearing flipper with a button lock and a safety. There's your spear point blade in black, CPM 154. Blade length is 3 7/8. The handle is 5 3/8. Got a little side play as currently adjusted. And I believe I tried to move that pivot and it's pretty heavily Loctited, so I kind of gave up. Action's beautiful and the centering is as well. We'll call it near mint in box. Web price of these brand new is $242. We ran this one last week at $180 on Thursday night. Didn't sell, dropped it to $155 for the weekend. So this week's price, $140. That's like $100 off of web retail. $165 if you'd like my edge on it. That is the Hogue X5 4-inch in Gmascus. Next up, we have our last leftover from last week from Finch Unique Pocket Knives. Model inside the box is the RP110 Reciprocity in shredded carbon fiber and 154 cm satin blade. Here it is. Got that little acrylic Finch shield. Satin finished titanium bolster lock with those shred carbon fiber scales. Milled titanium pocket clip, tip up right hand only. Ball bearing flipper. Flips beautifully. Gorgeous little Wharncliffe blade in 154 cm. 3 1/16 inches in length. 4 inches of handle, so efficient blade to handle ratio. Rock solid lockup, and there's your engagement. Nice ball bearing action. Stupendous centering. We'll call it near mint to like new in box. Price of these brand new, web retail, $145. We ran this last week at $100. No takers. Dropped it to $85 for the weekend. Still here. Your price this week, $75, like it is. $100 with an ApostleP edge. The Finch RP110 Reciprocity. All right, on to the fresh stuff. First among them, we have another offering from SOG. Another XR lock model. This is the Vision XR, murdered variety, all black everywhere. Sporting the cold steel-like coarse black G10. The clip is deep carry, tip up, ambidextrous, but it ain't that deep because it's mounted so low in the handle, just so you know. Ball bearing action. I think it's on ball bearings. Appears to be some kind of black coating. It doesn't look like DLC. CTS XHP cryo steel. 3 5/16 Tanto blade, 4 5/8 handle. Rock solid lockup. Free drop in action. Centering down the middle. We'll call it near mint to like new in box. These are currently available on Amazon for $101. Let's do $80 shipped priority mail, all in, no sales tax on this one. $110 with my edge on that Tanto blade, the SOG Vision XR murdered. Next up, we have a nondescript box that's going to contain another SOG. This is the SOG SOG-TAC AU stands for automatic. So that is not G10, guys. That is black hard anodized aluminum for scale material. Deep carry tip up ambidextrous clip. And the lock mechanism and the deployment mechanism is the Auto XR lock. So it operates like an auto axis Benchmade. Pull back on the lock and out comes the blade. Sterile on that side. And all your infos here. Cryo D2 is your blade steel. Nice Tanto blade, sub 1/8 inch in thickness. 3 3/8 blade, 4 5/8 handle. Has a little slight bit of vertical play, very, very slight. I bet if you push the bar forward, it goes away, and it does. Probably just needs to break in a little bit. Very similar to the Benchmade, the lock bar kind of slides up a ramp. The coating is probably keeping it from fully engaging, like right now it's solid. So not really an issue at all. Condition going to be near mint to like new, no box. These are currently available for a web retail of $150, which is in itself a pretty nice deal on an automatic knife of this caliber. You won't pay that for this one though. $110 like it is, $140 with an Apostle P edge on that Tanto blade. The SOG-TAC AU Tanto automatic. Next up, Kershaw time. Got a couple of them. The first one is this. The 1776 OLSW Link. That's for olive and stonewashed. OD green, hard anodized aluminum scales. Blackened stainless steel liner. Black deep carry. Tip up ambidextrous clip. A speed safe spring assisted flipper on phosphor bronze. Blade steel is 20 CV. Blade length on the link is 3 5/16. The handle is 4 3/8. It is a stainless steel liner lock. Hard to see in there, but it's early but robust. Rock solid lockup. Centering on the link, perfect. Flipping action, speed safe, perfect. Condition, near mint, no box. Currently available at your favorite online retailer for $115. This one can be yours at $80 like it is $110 with an Apostle P edge. Kershaw, 1776 OLSW Link. Next up, when it comes to ripping off the axis lock, everybody has joined the party. This is a Kershaw, and it's called the Dura Lock. Nothing at all like an axis lock, except exactly like an axis lock. Omega springs and everything. The 2042 Covalent is the knife. Scaled in gray FRN that is rather smart looking, I must say. Nice little stippled texture in the pockets. Black hardware, cool backspacer. Ambidextrous deep carry tip up clip. It is a ball bearing flipper. Kind of a black wash blade, so a tumbled DLC. D2 is your steel. 3 1/4 blade, 4 1/2 handle. Rock solid lockup. Free swinging blade. I believe it's on ball bearings. Blade centering, perfect. Oh, you know what? I wrote close. Dang, it's very, very close. I think it favors the top slightly. Near mint to like new, no box. These are out of stock. When they were available, they were $55 retail on the web. Your price for this one shipped priority mail, $40 all in, $65 with an Apostle P edge. That's the 2042 Covalent from Kershaw. Pretty cool knife. Next up, I think I might have teased you guys about this one yesterday. This is a Gerber. Also getting in on the Axis Lock ripoff party. The model is the Sedulo, S-E-D-U-L-O. It has a set of polymer scales with a very aggressive molded in grip. And the length of the handle on this thing's 4 7/16. The clip is a Parkerized deep carry ambidextrous tip up, brass molded in nuts. Hold that thing on. Thumb stud deployment. The blade is S30V. It is a black coating of some type. It looks to be DLC by its chalkiness. Made in the USA. S30V blade, 3 3/8 long. What do they call the lock? The pivot lock is what Gerber calls it. Very much accessy, Omega springs and all. Rock solid lockup. Free dropping action. Close on the centering, but not quite favors the top side as you're looking at it. Nothing wrong with that. That's on phosphor bronze to best my eye can tell. We'll call this near mint, no box. Price of these online brand new, $130. This one can be yours for $80 like it is. $105 with an Apostle P edge. That is the Gerber Sedulo. Next up, we have a Benchmade microfiber pouch with instructions and clip tag underneath, but no box. And frankly, it's just a 551 grip. Who needs a box? It is, however, the 551-S30V Griptilian, black Norol GTX handle. Parkerized Emerson style clip, definite upgrade from the old painted one. The blade, designed by Mel Pardue, is in S30V. Blade length, 3 7/16. Handle, 4 5/8. Axis lock, real one. Phosphor bronze washers and thumb stud deployment. Free swinging blade. Centering, I think I called this one very close. Will favor the top ever so slightly as you're looking at it. What a beautiful example. I mean, it's even got the thwack by Fisher-Price sound. What do you think Gerber was after when they made that Sedulo? Huh, I don't know. So yeah, near mint, no box, but does have pouch and papers. Current price of these online web retail with the S30V blade is $144. This one won't cost you that. Let's go $110 like it is. $130. I made an error in my sharpening price. Somebody's going to get a deal. $130 sharpened on the Benchmade 551-S30V Griptilian. Next up, we have another one from Benchmade. Blue box. It is the 940-1 Osborne, which has now been around for quite a few years, and they just keep selling them. The carbon fiber S90V variant of the 940, beautifully milled and satin finished carbon fiber scales, blue hard anodized aluminum standoffs, Parkerized Emerson style clip, axis lock mechanism, phosphor bronze washer pivot, thumb stud deployment, kind of an acid stonewashed S90V blade. This particular one, nice long beard, nice long tip. Definitely not an over sharpened one, as some of them are at the factory. Beautiful blade on this one. Almost a free dropper. Eminently flingable and flickable. Centering, I don't know, would perfect be okay? Okay. Condition, near mint to like new, in the box. Current web retail or Benchmade map price for this knife is $315. Your price on this one, $235 like it is $265 with an Apostle P edge. That'd be a buy, boys. Next up, we ran a Hogue SIG knife last week, same model, different configuration as this one, which is running this week. It is the model 36370 SIG K320 Nitron, 3.5-inch able lock folder drop point, black finish, black polymer frame. Wow, that's a lot of info on a box label. So here you go. I kind of like this version because The handle material and the molded in stippling are very gun-like. Like, you would love that finish on the grip panels of your gun or on the polymer frame of your gun. It's just super well done. It features what I think might be the best pocket clip ever devised by mankind. Notice the stamped like gills that let your thumb slide down but not back up. Perfect for pocket extraction. Flag etch. Opening hole on this one. Able lock on ball bearings. Or actually, I think they're phosphor bronze. Yeah, I think they're just that good. No, let me look. Doggone it, guys. If those are ball bearings, I can't see them. But look at that action. Okay. Stop playing and read, Rob. All right. Where is it? Where is it? There it is. 3.5 inch blade, S30V, 4.5 handle. Deep carry 4-way clip. Perfect action, perfect lockup. Perfect center ring. Price of these brand new is $157. Let's do $110 on this one. Near mint in box. $135 with my edge. This Hogue Sig K320 Nitron murdered. Next up, we got a Microtech. It is a model number 210-10 GTBK MSI single edge black G10 stonewash standard. Beautifully milled and satin finished G10 scales. We have a fill tab for the ambidextrous tip up deep carry clip, currently mounted for right hand carry. We have the ram lock. I'm not sure what's up with the jimping on the top of the lock because you can't really move that. You can fling it. You can hole it. Free swinging blade on ball bearings. M390MK is your blade steel on that bi-finished blade, satin flat, stonewash bevels and swedge. 3 7/8 inches of blade length, 5 1/16 of handle. It loves a variety of grips. It operates flawlessly. Blade centering is perfect. Lockup is perfect. Born February of 23, serial number 257, early model. Near mint in box, $250 web retail. Let's do $210 on this one, $240 with an ApostleP edge on the M390MK blade. The Microtech MSI single edge standard. Next up, got one from Bestech. Simply the best. It is the BT2304A Cetus, not Cletus. We're not watching the Duke boys. Okay, here we go on the Cetus. Kind of a smart looking knife. Kind of a dark bronze anno on those titanium, I believe, bolsters. Milled titanium pocket clip that's going to be right hand tip up. Black canvas micarta scales. It is not a bolster lock. There are black stainless steel liners in there locking up this knife. Got a beautifully nightmare ground Tanto. Two-tone blade. Horizontal satin flats. Black on both main bevels. It deploys via thumb disc. It's on ball bearings. And this is the crossbar lock. Again, nothing like an axis lock whatsoever. Everything works great. 3 7/8 blade. 5 1/16 handle. Rock solid lockup. And perfect centering. Condition, like new in the box. Price of these brand new. Web retail is $279. Your price for this one, let's save a bunch of money together. $200 like it is $235 with an ApostleP edge on the Nightmare Tanto. The Cetus from Bestech. Next up, it be Kaiser time. The knife inside this box is the V3477C2 Mini Roach in a very cool honeycomb mill patterned G10 black with tan G10 pivot collars and backspacer. The clip, right hand tip up deep carry. The mechanism is a flipper on ball bearings and a stainless steel liner lock. The blade is like a black wash, so a tumbled black finish of some kind. 154 cm blade, 2 and 15/16 inches in length, 4 1/8 handle. Great little knife in the hand. I mean, that thing is locked in, ready to rock. Nice long run of jimping. Pretty good EDC blade, boys. Let's see. I got just a little, there, it just went away. Just a little hint of vertical, but it went away. Sometimes things need to slide along the coating for a while. Centering, perfect. Near mint in box. Web retail for these is $75 if you can find one in this color. I'm not sure I could. Your price, $50 on this one. Shipped, priority mail, all in, $75 if you'd like it with my edge. The Mini Roach from Kaiser. Next up, got one from Civivi. Made in China. This is the C23017-DS1 Bull Tusk. The Bull Tusk. And this month's darling handle material, Ultim. How about that? It really shows off the guts, doesn't it? And it has another trick up its sleeve. The Damascus blade. How about that? How about that? So 3.5 inches of Damascus, 4 5/8 handle, stainless steel liner lock. Ball bearing flipper, ambidextrous tip up deep carry pocket clip. Perfect centering. Perfect lockup. Perfect ball bearing action. This will be near mint to like new in the box. Web retail for this knife currently $103. Nothing wrong with this one. Why don't you just save yourself some money and buy it for $70 all in. Shipped, priority mail, $95 with my edge on it. The Bull Tusk in Ultim from Civivi. Next up, it's Kubi time. Not Kubiton, Kubi time. This is the KU336 Charlie in blue with OS 10 steel and a G10 handle. I'm calling it periwinkle. It's the Creon, the KU336C Creon. Button lock mechanism, periwinkle G10, ambidextrous tip-up deep carry pocket clip, ball bearing flipper, funky looking little blade. OS 10 is your steel, 2 7/8 is your blade length. I cut myself on that Bull Tusk, I believe. Kind of a modified sheep's foot. 2 7/8 blade, 3 7/8 handle. Let's see. Action and lockup are both perfect. Centering is as well. Condition near mint to like new in box. Web price of these brand new, $56. Your price for this one, $40 like it is, $65 with an ApostleP edge. That's the Creon from Kubi. Next up, got one from TwoSun Knives. It is the TS204. Kind of a little tuxedo knife. White G10 scales, carbon fiber bolsters, red pivot collars, milled titanium right-hand tip-up clip, ball bearing flipper, Warncliffe blade, M390, 3 3/16 inches in length. 4 1/8 inches of handle. Titanium liner lock with steel insert. Rock solid lockup. Smooth ball bearing action. Perfect centering. Near mint end box. There's a little spot of dirt right there. Not sure what that is, but anyway. Current price of these online brand new is $130 web retail. Let's do $90 on this one. $120 with an Apostle P edge on the M390 blade. The TS204 from TwoSun. Next up, everybody needs a truck knife. We got one. It's from Gerber. You get a pretty elaborate sheath system. So nylon and polymer. You've got a snap on a cross strap and then a nice thumb brake. Here comes the knife. It is the Strongarm in Coyote Brown, 420HC blade, black coated, combo edge, 4 7/8 blade, 4 7/8 handle. It is full tang construction with an overmolded handle. The black parts of it are a hard polymer, and then the Coyote tan part is rubberized. Lanyard hole and an impact device. Super fine in the hand. Just a squared away knife. Made in the USA. Price of these brand new web retail is $130. This one can be yours for $90, like it is. $120 with an Apostle P edge. I'm sorry, I gave you the wrong figures there. $90 web retail. Your price on this one, $65, like it is. $90 with my edge. I was reading the line above for the TwoSun. That is the Strongarm from Gerber. Next up, we have a little run of auto knives coming. Kicking it off with Microtech. This is the 142-12 Combat Troodon double-edged, full serrated on one of those edges. Black, hard anodized aluminum handle. Born April of 2021, serial number 33646. Standard Microtech clip with nut and glass breaker. Double action, out the front automatic, firm button. M390 blade, 3 3/4 inches in length. The handle is 5 11/16 all the way to the end of the glass breaker. %100% reliable, firm button, like new in the box. These are out of stock. When they were last available, they had a web retail of $551. This one can be yours for $25. No need to sharpen. The Microtech Combat Troodon SE single edge. I'm sorry, it's not an SE. It's a DE. I wrote it down wrong. Double edge. Next up, another Microtech. This is the 227-10 DRD Duroc Delta double edge distressed red handle apocalyptic standard blade and hardware. Kind of an acid stonewash. There's your distressed red hard anodized aluminum handle. Side mounted firing button. The blade is CTS 204P. Very cool double edged blade, I think. Let's see. On the clip, it'll tell us that the born date is 9 of 2020, serial number 3197. I'm going to say, I wrote button is firm, but I'm going to amend that to say medium firm. Not as firm as the Combat Troodon. Condition near mint to like new in box. These are out of stock when they were available. They were $372 web retail. Let's do this one at $325 like it is. No need to sharpen on the Duroc Delta distressed red from Microtech. Next up, Not just a Microtech, but a Microtech Signature Series. Model 223-1, DLC-TS. It's an Ultratech Spartan DLC standard blade and DLC hardware. You could say it's murdered. So it's got the contoured handle, medium button, maybe medium firm, but I don't know, pretty medium. The blade steel, CTS204P. Black hard anodized aluminum handle. 3 5/16 blade, 5-inch handle. 100% reliable. Born 10 of 2018. Serial number is 106101. No, it isn't. It's born. I got to get on the right line. This is born 3 of 2021. The serial number is 689. See it? 689. Maybe. There. Near mint inbox. 310. Nope. 372 web retail. 372 web retail. Your price on this one is $295 like it is. No need to sharpen. The Ultratech Spartan murdered from Microtech. Next up, oh, and it's our last Microtech. Old style box. It's the Ultratech bayonet contoured handle satin standard blade model 120-4. I think that's kind of significant because all of them have a contoured handle now, but in 2018 when this was done, that was an option. So you'll see the large radiused chamfers. Black hard anodized aluminum frame, standard Microtech clip, serial number 106101, born 10 of 2018. Medium firm button, satin bayonet ground blade in L-Max. So the top edge is sharpened on the bayonet grind. You got 3 5/16 inches of blade, 5 inches of handle. Medium to medium firm button. 100% reliable. I think I found one little nick right there in the handle. So we'll call it near mint inbox. These are $310 web retail. Your price on this one, $230 like it is. No need to sharpen. The Microtech 120-4 Ultratech bayonet contoured. Next up, got one from Heretic Knives, made in the USA. I'm not going to read you the model number, but it's the Manticore-E recurve DLC with black carbon fiber. So I guess that's kind of the show side, right? Here's the other side. Yeah. Carbon fiber top, black hard anodized aluminum bottom, flame anodized titanium pocket clip with ceramic ball retention, flame anodized titanium button, DLC coated recurve spear point blade in S35 VN. The blade length is 3 1/8. The handle is 4 3/4. Medium button effort, 100% reliability. Near mint inbox. These are out of stock. When they were available, they were $449 web retail. This one can be yours $280 like it is. $305 with an TheApostleP edge on the Manticore-E in carbon fiber from Heretic. Next up, here is a knife that I own one of from ProTech 20th anniversary box. It is the TR3 L2 Lefty TR3 with the grooved handle and the black DLC blade plain edge. Beautiful, beautiful handle. Black hard anodized aluminum. It flies out like a ProTac. The 154 cm blade is 3 5/16 inches in length. The handle's 4 5/8. The button lock automatic locks up perfectly and is centered up perfectly. The condition will be near mint in box. Price of these brand new, and I believe they're still available, $220 web retail. This one can be yours, $160 like it is. One little nick in the aluminum. $185 with my edge. The ProTech TR3 L2 lefty automatic. Next up is our last auto knife tonight. Also a ProTech. This is the 3405LH Newport. It is a lefty with the solid black handle and the stonewash blade. There you go, black hard anodized aluminum handle. Long deep carry left hand tip up pocket clip because it's a lefty knife. Button lock automatic. Bi-finish blade, satin flats, stonewashed bevel and swedge. Gorgeous little spear point. 2 15/16 blade, 4 1/16 handle. Rock solid lockup. I called the centering close on this one. Action's perfect. Near mint inbox is your condition. I believe these are still available for a web retail of $165. This one can be yours. Shipped priority mail all in at $120. $145 if you'd like my edge on it. That's the lefty Newport from ProTech. Well, guys, that brings us to the Rob's pick for tonight's sale. It's a Spyderco. Shocking, I know. And it's a paramilitary 2 in blue carbon fiber and a black blade. Well, what kind of blue carbon fiber? How about a little? How about a little Arctic Storm lava flow carbon fiber? Yeah, the Smoky Mountain Knife Works exclusive black hardware. This does not have the factory clip. It's wearing a Lynch long titanium deep carry in black that is 4-way positionable. DLC blade in CPM M4. Almost a free dropper. Perfectly centered. And the lockup, perfect. Condition, near mint in box. Discontinued, not a stock. Your price on this one, it's a super fine example. $225 like it is, $255 with my edge. The pair of 2 Smoky Mountain in blue lava flow and M4, blue lava flow and M4, the Rob's pick in tonight's sale. From Benchmade, it's a black class knife. The 290BK full immunity, manual variety, with gorgeous purple anodized aluminum scales with that beautiful diamond mill pattern. Axis lock knife, black hardware. There's a little wear on this knife, guys. A little bit right there on the spine of the handle, a little bit on a thumb stud, a little bit on a bead. The clip is currently mounted for a left-hand tip-up carry, but it is ambidextrous. The blade in kind of a granular Cerakote is CPM M4. The lanyard and bead are factory. The clip, Parkerized deep carry shorty, ambidextrous tip up. That is a sweet little free dropper. The blade, 2.5. The handle, 3.5. The centering is perfect. Lockup, dead rock solid. So we'll call it near mint in box, wear areas noted. These are out of stock currently. They were $270 Benchmade map pricing when they were still available. Let's do $200 on this one. $225 with an TheApostleP edge on the Benchmade full immunity. Next up, from WR Case & Sons, we have a 61009 SS Barlow in the blue Rogers corncob jig bone. Gorgeous bone on this knife. Deeply stamped bolster. 3 3/8 inches of closed length. A half stop spear point, single, in true sharp stainless. Pull weight, about a 6.5. Perfect walk and talk. Centering is very close but favors the top as you're looking at it. Near mint in box. Discontinued and out of stock. When they were available, they had a web retail of about 60. Let's do 40 bucks on this one, 60 with my edge on the case Barlow. Next up, we have a leather slip with the GEC number 15 boy's knife inside. Now this is a modded knife, guys. How do I know that? Because the model number on the blade says 153216. That would be a that would be a two-bladed sheep's foot main, but there's only one blade in this knife. So it looks like Josh Webb must have gotten a hold of it. And there must have been a little bit of pitting on the blade because I see a little evidence of that, and then it's got a hand-rubbed satin. Horizontal. So 1095 blade, 3 7/16 inches of closed length, glow-in-the-dark knife bright covers, 6.5 pull, perfect walk and talk, perfect centering, and how do we do on the reassembly? 0 play. Near mint, no tube with slip. Let's do 180 like it is, 200 if you'd like it with my edge. The GEC Titty number 15 boy's knife, modded. Next up, more GEC. This one from the Titty line. Rustic brown sheepfoot Barlow. Model number 153124. Comes with the button. And here's the knife. It is a 15 Barlow sheep's foot, and that cover material is rustic brown rich light. Pretty cool. That's a micarta product, saw cut. Love the way it took the die. Nickel silver bolsters, brass liners. 1095 blade. 3 7/16 inches of closed length. About a 5.5 pull. Nice walk and talk. I wrote the centering to be very close on this one. I believe it favors the top slightly as you're looking at it. Near mint to like new and tube with button. Of course, they're out of stock. Sold listings on eBay ranging between $230 and $265. Let's do 200 on this one. 220 with my edge. The GEC Titty number 15 TC Barlow. Next up, another GEC from the Titty line. It is a number 470114 Viper in Osage Orange wood. I am not generally a huge fan of Osage Orange, but it looks so good on a Viper. It just looks gorgeous. You got your plain bolsters, bare end, hot dog shield, nice leather lanyard tied on this one. Single Warncliffe blade, drawn swedge, satin, no etch. Should we open it Latham style? Oh, why not? Yeah. So the closed length is 3 7/8. Pull weight, about a 7. Perfect walk and talk. I think the centering favors the bottom side slightly. I wrote very close. And best of all, the TIW Tang stamp, 2014 production. This knife is unobtainium. I could find No current or sold listings of any kind. Your price, $295 like it is, and it's very near mint in tube. $315 with an ApostleP edge. The GEC Titty number 47 Viper. Next up, long reach. We have a special factory assembly from the 2022 Rendezvous, a Northfield number 49 Freedom Jack, model 493121 in antique yellow natural bone. One of 28 done. Comes with a pin. And here's the knife. Gorgeous little thing. Chamfered end caps, triple line bolster, unexcelled shield. There is your natural bone. Single sheep's foot blade, about a 5.5 pull. Northfield etch. Cut swedge long pull. 3 1/4 closed length. Pull weight 6.5. Beautiful walk and talk. Centering, I wrote very close. Near mint to like new in tube and unobtainium. You can't find a 49 like this anywhere. There are only 28 of them. Let's do 185 like it is, 205 with an ApostleP edge. The GEC Northfield number 49 Freedom Jack. Next up, we got a knife near and dear to my heart. Sorry for the noise. This is the same run as my 74 Heartland clip, but this is the All About Pocket Knives version. Model 748116 in antique autumn jig bone. So mine had these exact covers, as well as Gabon ebony. Of course, I had a different shield, but had the same triple line nickel silver bolsters, brass liners, and the same muskrat clip blade. But this one is polished. Mine was satin, no etch. This has the All About Pocket Knives etch. And the AAPK shield, the GIMP shield. So you got 3 7/8 closed length. Seven pull. Nice walk and talk. A little tiny bit sticky. Needs to be used. Oh, and they got a special tang stamp, see? AAPK USA 2016. Pretty cool. These are, of course, unobtainium. Can't find one anywhere. It is near mint to like new in tube. Centering on this one is perfect. Let's do 295 like it is, 315 with my edge. The GEC Northfield number 74 Stallion AAPK. Next up, a super cool knife. It's a fixed blade from Colt. It's the 62316 M7 bayonet for the M16 rifle. Fits all the M4 variants too, I'm sure. A pretty cool scabbard. Polymer bottom, so it's not a very early model, I don't think. Leg cord, heavy canvas dangle, nice snap and cross strap, carbon steel blade, note the stamp, Colt, Hartford, Connecticut, USA, and the model number 62316, and then it should say US M7. Okay. These probably were done in Bakelite originally. I'm not sure that that was what this handle is. They built these from 1967 forward. There were some German-made ones and then some Colt-made. This is a Colt. There's one of these currently available right now at Military Depot for $130. Not in as good a shape as this one. The parkerized coating on that one looks like it's been sanded on a little bit. This one we're doing at $100. Near mint, no box with scabbard. $145 if you'd like my edge on it, and of course it's a bayonet, so that top edge is sharpened. That's the Colt 62316 M7 bayonet. If you don't have one of these for your AR, you need one. That brings us to the last knife in tonight's sale. This one's going to hurt. From Northfield, unexcelled line of GEC. It is my number 781214 EC in cranberry jig bone. It is the Northfield American Jack. First GEC I ever bought. Time for somebody else to enjoy this. Lined and pinched bolsters, plain end caps in nickel silver, brass liners. Gorgeous cranberry red jig bone, a peach seed pattern. Clip main, 8.5 pull, wearing an ApostleP edge. Cut swedge, long pull. Long, beautiful secondary pen, also with my edge. Some fine scratches up the blade from stropping, nothing major. Superb walk and talk, 8.5 pull. My edge, it is super sharp, near mint in tube. Your price, $6.50, shipped priority mail. And that, my friends, brings us to the end of another weekly knife sale on the ApostleP channel. Hope you enjoyed it. I sure did. Grace to you and peace, my friends, from God our Father and the Lord Jesus Christ. Remember, the word is sharp. I'll talk to you soon.